Hello, you beautiful people. And James. And welcome back, guys. So today we bring you another new video, and this is from a channel called Astrum. And this is the discovery in Mars's oh, what was that? Jezero crater that caught scientists by surprise.
Good job.
Now,
Perseverance, episode 4.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
And if you're ready, hit that subscribe button to show us you're ready.
And don't forget to like
Thanks to
my shit.
NordVPN for sponsoring
There you
today's
go.
video.
There you go.
Ring my bell.
Oh,
That's right.
NordVPN.
We must walk without rhythm, Paul said, and he called up memory of men walking the sand, both prescient memory and real memory. Watch how I do it, he said. This is how Fremen walk the sand. In Frank Herbert's 1965 epic sci-fi novel, Dune, the deserts of Arrakis were a
I was
dangerous
going to say
place.
something about Dune.
It's quite
Blisteringly
good,
hot
actually.
during
I
the
can't wait
day,
for the second one.
covering almost the entire planet, and hiding terrifying, monstrous worms that would swallow you up at a moment's notice.
Yeah,
Only
that
by
shit's scary.
traversing it with erratic movement could you hope to make it across safely, and only by understanding it could you expect to survive.
You got to know how to walk.
This
with
would
them.
prove very relevant to the Perseverance
Yes.
rover as
That
it moved
shake.
to enter the next phase of its mission.
Feel sorry for people who
Because
don't have
although
one of
Mars is not quite Arrakis, there are many similarities.
those. Yeah,
Mars
I'd be
too is a place of rock and
stiff.
sand. Beneath its surface may lurk signs of alien life, although more likely fossilized than alive. And just like Paul Atreides, Perseverance would need to move just right to prevent the desert sands from encroaching on its mission in a way that would spell disaster like
Perseverance
never
is a,
before.
It's the name of a rover.
I'm Alex
Oh,
McColgan,
okay.
and you're watching.
It's weird
So-
because I watched a series of just last night of what
So-
the rovers are on Mars. There's only 2. And China has one too, but they didn't talk about it. 2's activated right now.
So this actually is episode 4 of Preserve. So this is all about this rover then.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. So this is we are like
Perseverance.
the 4th one in. Okay.
Oh, okay. So
I apologize.
we are missing 1,
Yeah.
2, and 3.
Like I said, I never watched this video.
Oh, okay.
But
So this is part 4?
If we enjoy it, you could just go back and get the other 3.
Absolutely.
Join with me as we examine the months of September
wanna know what
2021
scarred
to
Mars like
January
that.
2022 in Perseverance's journey in the 4th episode of this series. And today, we will be looking at Perseverance's trip into truly dangerous terrain, Saitar, a place which means among the sands.
Why not just say it in English then?
Perseverance and NASA were celebrating their first successful collection of a rock sample on Mars. The rover had come to Mars for the express purpose of finding samples of alien life beneath the planet's surface, trapped in the rocks that made up Mars. However, this task had not proved easy. It was only after the better part of a year that Perseverance managed to successfully collect that first vital sample. This had partly been because it had been
That came
helping
back
to
to
test its
Earth?
companion, the smaller
Yeah.
drone Ingenuity.
How?
It was the first
That's
helicopter
right there.
on Mars,
Right there.
a drone that would prove invaluable to its mission going forward.
Came back.
This is
And
news
it
to
was
me.
partly
This is
because
news
of
to
the
me.
That's
pitfalls of Martian
sick.
That's
geology,
pretty cool.
as the first core it tried to collect had crumbled to dust before it could be captured.
Oh,
Thankfully, the second
Why?
core was a lot more fruitful,
'Cause it
and
must be
Perseverance
the
was
type
able
of
to
rock it
fill the
is.
first of its 30
Look, you
different
got it.
sample tubes.
Got it.
yeah.
This was swiftly followed by a third and fourth core, both taken from the rock Rochette in early September. At that point, sadly, it had to take a pause for solar conjunction. Due to the arrangement of our solar system, Mars and Earth do not always have a line of sight on each other.
Every 2 years.
Sometimes
isn't it?
they are on opposite sides of the solar system.
Oh, wow.
This increases the lag time it takes for NASA to send and receive messages from Perseverance.
There's
But
double
that is
mask
not the
on.
worst problem.
Yes.
When Mars and Earth are perfectly opposite each other, communication between the planets becomes completely
Must have been
impossible
flu season.
for one
Absolutely
simple reason:
impossible.
the Sun.
Mm-hmm.
No radio signal can penetrate this cosmological giant.
And
As such,
penetrate it.
there was little scientists could do but wait for these orbital
No,
bodies to
I'm
move
sorry.
apart.
Interesting.
Perseverance has advanced AI on board, but it still needs to check in with NASA from time to time to plan its route, update its mission, and report back its findings. So
No,
it
they
wasn't
just
until
updated it.
November
So it makes sense.
2021 that things could really get going again. But
They did
NASA
alien
was
life
not
to make
idle
decisions.
during this solar conjunction. By the time Perseverance was powered up again, the NASA scientists had already thoroughly worked out its
It is
next
crazy
objective.
how they're controlling something on
In
a
Jezero
different
crater,
planet
there
from
is a
this
dune
planet.
field known
Yeah.
as
Just think
Citar.
about that.
In
I was
amongst
just-
these
yeah, I
dunes,
was-
there is a series of outcroppings that were of particular interest to Perseverance's mission,
Amazing.
due to the
It
many
is.
different layers of exposed rock they gave access to. These different layers likely represented different geological eras, which would give scientists the clearest picture of the history of Jezero, as well as giving
That's
them
Mars
the
right there,
opportunity
right?
to find life
You know
itself.
Yeah, yeah. I really
think
hope I'm
outcroppings
alive
are-
when we get when someone gets there. I really hope I'm alive for that.
Well, Bulldog, I think what they're trying to get at is that we might have to fight for a spot here, bro.
Fight.
Aliens are probably in this underground.
I doubt it. I highly doubt it. That planet's abandoned, my guy. If there
Hey.
was
We can't-
life on it, the deuces.
Well-
You don't know. Just think if Earth I don't know, say we were flung out of our circle of the sun. If we
Mhm.
dug further enough down into our planet, we could survive for quite a long
it's
time.
warm enough down there.
Wait,
yes.
hold on, y'all, y'all jumping off. There's people already down there.
Different
That's
times.
that's
Hey,
really.
Hey,
Huh?
stay tuned for that topic on staying off topic.
That's right. That's a deep topic right
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. We'll talk about that.
I strongly believe that, Bulldog.
We'll
That's
get
fine.
into it. We'll get
Nothing
into
wrong
it.
with
We'll
that.
get into it.
Of particular interest
We've never
because
talked about it.
Perseverance's drilling
Yeah, yeah,
equipment
yeah, yeah.
only allows
I
it
love
to
stuff
dig
like
several
this.
centimeters deep. If it wasn't for outcroppings, where erosion had exposed
not
these
going
layers
deep
to the
enough.
Martian atmosphere, Perseverance
Dude,
would
you
not
to
have
get that
access
from
to them.
Earth, mate.
I know,
However,
but they're still not
sand
going in
dunes
deep
are
enough.
of particular danger to a
White
rover
people
like
made it, what else you
Perseverance.
expect?
I know.
With help an
I know
entire
it's
solar
hard, but
system
they gotta go
away,
deeper. They gotta
if
go- they gotta
Perseverance
go deeper
was to start
to find
wheel
it. We tried.
spinning in a section
I know,
of
we're trying.
particularly loose
I
dune,
think that drill was
it would
huge.
likely spell the
Not
end
huge
of its
enough.
mission, much like it did for the
Mm.
Spirit rover in
So bad.
2009.
Let's be PG.
As such,
It is.
Perseverance's trusty sidekick Ingenuity
Pregnant
was sent
gained.
in to conduct some preliminary reconnaissance.
Is
If
that-
it could
is that
find
real
a
footage
route
or is it
through the
3D?
sand dunes that look
Are we
safe,
watching?
No,
Perseverance
Okay,
could
so that's
get
not-
its
okay.
sample tubes to the
I hate when
vital
they do that.
outcroppings of
Yeah,
Citar.
but look, they're the real photos.
Yeah,
Ingenuity
they-
began
Great
its
game.
scouting
The real
before the
shit.
solar
Why do you hate
conjunction
when they do that?
and flew for
Yeah, I don't.
Stop mixing like real with like
No,
what
all
they
they're
call it?
doing is colouring it in. All they're doing
CGI.
is colouring it in. They're
Yeah.
colouring it in. That's it, dude. That's all they're doing.
Okay. I
Well,
do
obviously,
know the
when-
contrast and stuff is not as it appears. Like they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like same with all the Hubble telescope
Yeah,
that they add.
yeah. I already know about the nebulas and stuff. They don't look
Yeah.
that vibrant.
Well, no,
Actually, they do. They do.
They do. They don't get it from the Hubble telescope, so that's why they put the colours in themselves. Well,
what
they
they do is
guess they're them colours. It's for all the elements that are in that they register, isn't it? So they kind of know what it should look like.
Yeah, exactly. Like all the images that the Hubble brought back are doctored,
Yeah. But they should look that.
but
Like.
they
should.
Similar to the dinosaurs. How do you know what color the dinosaurs are? Well, they should look like this because the environment that they were found in, the camouflage, and this and that and that and this.
I would just put it like this, man, because someone smarter than you said it.
Okay.
several flights from September through to December.
Not
Flying
you-
at a
not you,
height of
James.
10
No, I know,
meters,
I know.
these reconnaissance expeditions allowed
They're real
scientists to
images.
pick out the perfect route.
Yes, those are.
Yeah.
Perseverance set off in early November 2021,
Wow.
beginning its exploration of the dunes. It picked its way carefully, being sure not to travel too fast in case it fell into any unforeseen sand trap.
Mm-hmm.
It moved between dunes
that's
that were
beautiful.
a meter high,
That-
finding the
Crazy,
flattest
that's
path.
a different planet.
But thankfully, Ingenuity had led it true. Perseverance was able to make it to the protruding rock known as Brack.
Good job.
Black?
Now that it had its technique down,
Why is all that redacted?
Because they didn't get an image of that.
I think it's classified, bro. Something's there that we can't. I'm not gonna get into that.
Yeah,
I don't know why.
Perseverance
That's-
quickly was able to obtain new
That's
samples.
kind of sus.
Deciding to call the first empty sample container at Brack an atmosphere sample, these next two samples were officially Perseverance's 5th and 6th sample tubes and their 3rd and 4th rock samples. From these accumulated samples, scientists were able to make an unexpected discovery. These were not sedimentary rocks, as had first been anticipated. Instead, Perseverance had discovered the igneous rock, olivine. Olivine is a type of rock that can actually be found here on Earth, for instance in parts of
I want a
Australia.
bracelet of that.
Unlike sedimentary rocks, which are made by particles of sand and other detritus slowly accumulating on top of each other over time, an igneous rock like olivine is formed by the cooling of magma. As such, it seems that at one time or another, Jezero crater must have been witness to some volcanic activity.
That's how
While
the
this
star
might
got there,
initially
George.
seem to be bad news, you might correctly
Yeah, 'cause
conclude
their
that not much
volcanoes
life
are,
could
like,
be found
way
in
bigger than
magma.
ours.
Scientists could discern signs of water erosion on the
Yeah.
rocks. The ridges at the
Yeah, could
ends
be
of the
water as
crater
well.
showed signs of water motion.
I know this.
Whatever
of
volcanic
course.
activity had happened here, the water that created Jezero's delta must have come after it had already cooled.
What?
As such, the
What?
presence of igneous
Y'all understand what he means by that, right? So
I
the
don't.
wa-
It's
the
breaking
water,
me.
The water came from under the surface because the water
Yes.
came after
Yes.
the volcano erupted.
But I want to understand this. So they're trying to say that Mars
Has water underneath.
is the water is it's in the center.
That's
That's weird.
well. Yeah.
Is that why they never show any ocean beds
Huh?
on Mars?
Well, they
Like,
do.
You see, you see that we have sea levels on Earth. I never seen it. I never seen it.
Oh.
We have Mount Everest, and it's all uneven and stuff like that. When they show
Yeah.
Mars, it's just you have craters.
Huh.
There's no drop off that a sea was there.
Oh,
But one thing you also have to remember is they did lose their seas like millions, possibly billions of years ago. So, and it's just been a wind trap continuously, and it eroded most of it down.
Yes, they got sandstorms.
that's why.
Yeah,
I was,
yeah.
Build all
That's
that shit
why.
up.
That's why I was saying they need to dig deeper.
Yeah.
They got to dig billions,
Yeah.
Sand.
billions of years worth of pile up where
sand and
life
ice.
was once. Yeah,
Sand and ice. Sand and
Yeah,
ice. They
yeah,
gotta
yeah.
keep digging.
they got to
keep
dig,
bro.
dig. They got to get a bigger
That is a-
pipe.
I'm
rocks
excited.
was actually good news. Igneous rock is usually very high in minerals. This is why the areas around volcanoes are so fertile. The presence of water and high mineral count rocks could have been the perfect conditions for life.
Was
All in
Mars
all,
formed before?
Perseverance's mission seemed to be going well,
Same time, I think.
but Mars was not done with it. The desert does not give up its prey quite so easily. On Wednesday the 29th of December, on the return journey out of Saitar, Perseverance stopped to take another sample from another rock outcropping known as Isol, specifically from a small stone known as Rubion. Initially things seemed to go well. Perseverance cored its target rock with no issue. It placed its core in a test tube, but when it came to transferring the test tube into the bit carousel on the rover chassis, it hit an unexpected resistance. Something was blocking the tube from entering the carousel. Perseverance immediately stopped its process when it detected
They
the
can't
anomaly
fix it.
and sent a request to NASA asking what it should do next. Through week-long exchanges, NASA was able to use Perseverance's cameras to peer inside the carousel. Staring back at them were four small pebbles.
That's annoying.
Now, this might not seem like a big deal,
It's a
but
big deal.
pebbles
It's a
that
big
stop
deal.
samples from being stored
Huge.
inside the rover would put a halt to Perseverance's entire sample collection mission.
Wow.
It was likely that these rocks had somehow fallen out of the tube during that specific sample collection, possibly once
Sloppy
again because
engineering.
of the unexpectedly crumbly nature of Martian rocks.
You know what?
Rocks
I agree
falling
with that,
apart
Josh.
had already cost Perseverance one sample.
Yeah.
Now
I
they
stand by
might
that.
spell the end of the whole mission. This is crazy to think about if you imagine a human standing
Hey,
next
pause
to
it.
the rover who could
I got to get this out. Like, if you build a rover that cannot be maintenance, there's 5 that I know of. 1 from China and 4 from us. Two is only operational. If you're gonna send something that can't be maintenance, you gotta step your game up. Add some brushes to that shit, bro.
They,
Oh,
they
man,
should like
yeah,
have
but-
like a little.
A little brusher, bro. That's all.
Yeah, but didn't 2 of them rovers that America
yeah.
sent last?
Bro-
Yeah, but didn't they last like an extra 10 years more than they were meant to?
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah. So they outperformed themselves.
Yeah, but they
wasn't
get
drilling,
stuck with
was it?
some pebbles though.
They were just
They were mapping the place, just
Yeah.
going
Yeah,
round
yeah,
having
yeah,
a look at shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
now
yeah.
when it comes to drills, those pebbles. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that does. They
Yeah,
should have like a
because-
vibrating system on the
Or
panel,
blow.
or a
Yeah, but
brush
what-
system,
But what if like the shaking system could then break something else, or the brush?
you know,
No, I know what can be easily things. Just vibrate the system.
That's what I just
It'll
said.
Just vibrate. You said vibrate?
I said
Yeah,
vibrate,
he said vibrate. Yeah.
Talk that shit then, bro.
I will.
Could easily flick the rocks away. It's something so simple for us, but next to impossible for a robot not designed for it. But the Perseverance team had a plan for situations like this,
Hydraulics.
and carefully the rover began to enact it. Firstly, Perseverance started by taking photos of the ground below it. It wanted to see what was there already,
Smart.
so that once the pebbles were spilled out onto the floor, scientists could count the new arrivals and make sure that they matched up with what had previously been seen inside the carousel.
What?
Who think of
Secondly, it did something it
NASA,
had
mate.
never been designed to do.
Hold on.
It emptied out its core sample tube onto the floor. It must have been with regret that this was done. However, it was important to know how much was left inside the tube to see how much was likely in the carousel. Also, this would allow a fresh ISOL sample to be taken later, maximizing its sample space efficiency. Thirdly, Perseverance began to do the only thing remaining it could do. It started to wiggle. By rotating its carousel, it
Yeah,
was able to
there you go,
dislodge
James.
2 of the 4 offending pebbles right then and there.
Nice.
By double checking the floor afterwards, scientists were able to detect both pebbles, now no longer along
That's
for
a
the
bad
ride.
spot.
But this
That
still
is, yeah.
left
Wedged
2
in.
pebbles remaining, and these were proving to be stubborn, not falling out with the carousel's rotation. So, Perseverance took things up a notch. It began driving away, searching for a
Gravity.
spot where the slope was steeper.
Yeah,
The plan was to position Perseverance at an
Is Perseverance making its own decisions to get the pebbles out, or is NASA doing this?
NASA, yeah, all by computer.
Yeah. They're
Gotcha.
giving it orders.
Okay.
Yeah.
angle, leaning forward so that gravity could start to pull on the last 2 pebbles. Its sturdy base meant that this could be done with relative safety, although tipping over would have been a disaster, so scientists would be careful not to pick a place that was too steep. A suitable
expensive,
location
bro.
was just a short 5 meters away.
Ew.
Perseverance drove there and arrived at its location, only to make a surprising discovery. The other 2
Totally fell
rocks
out.
had vanished.
Oh,
Yeah.
due to
Initially
the
cautious
driving.
and then elated, the NASA team
Yeah.
deduced that the rumbling of Perseverance across the Cytus sands had caused the rocks to shift and then fall out.
Yo.
Yeah.
They
Why
made
couldn't
sure
NASA
to
figure that
carefully
shit out
test their
easily?
equipment, making sure that the
So
tubes
they're
could be
seeing in black
correctly
and
docked
white?
again.
Is that what they're watching?
And only
Black
once
and white?
everything was
Not even
proven
colors?
to be
I-
functional did they claim
I think
success.
so. I'm actually
Perseverance
unsure.
was ready to go again.
Interesting.
This may seem
is
like a short
interesting.
drama, but my telling of the story might have been misleading.
Actually,
It was the 29th of December that Perseverance first picked up these
I
stowaways.
think I know why.
It was only on the
Pause it. I think they use black and white images and this in images so they can see the different contrasts of the elements that they're looking at. Because, like for instance,
Possible,
looking at this
yeah.
video, turn into black and white, you can see the shadows,
different. Yeah.
elevations and
It's
stuff.
true. Yeah. Yep.
True. Yeah, see different stuff with different shades.
the 27th of January 2022,
Good guess.
an entire month later, that the rocks were completely confirmed to be gone. This is because when you've spent millions of dollars getting a piece of hardware to another planet,
That's insane.
care is
So
always
what
the
else?
watchword of the
What
day.
is that? What's happening?
Although it
It's
sometimes takes
dropping to
weeks to
Mars.
plot
Yeah,
out how to
it's
overcome
the
a challenge,
thing that drops
it's
it
usually
down.
worth it for the longevity of the mission.
Oh.
Thanks to some careful decision making and moving correctly across the desert, Perseverance's mission could now continue. Having successfully collected its samples and overcome yet another challenge, it made its way out from among the sands.
Yeah.
Good job, Perseverance. Those things are
Troublesome
some things
stowaways
that
aren't just limited to something physical, but unwanted spyware and viruses on our
We
computers
got-
can be a real pain for us to
Oh.
get. Not only does NordVPN
Nice, man,
hide all
these-
information that passes
They
between
have
your device and
everyone's
a
been
public
smooth
network,
with it.
meaning it cannot
Take
be
notes,
seen by a
brother.
hacker, but I particularly like their new threat protection feature, which goes a
They
step
put it in
further
so,
than
like,
hiding your
they
activity
weave it in
and
nicely.
actively identifies
Can't be
malware-ridden
mad about
files,
it.
prevents you from landing on scam websites, and gets rid
this
of
is the
irritating
end of the
ads and
video.
trackers.
This is the kind of stuff I watch
Also,
all the
being a
time.
VPN means you can log into the internet as if you were anywhere in the world.
There you go.
Great for
Bodo.
when you go on holiday and find yourself region locked. Their product has great reviews and the servers are super fast, but importantly, NordVPN is essential for your security online.
Yeah.
So click the link nordvpn.com/astrum in the description and get a 2-year plan plus 1 month for free. Click nordvpn.com/astrum and enjoy a 30-day money-back guarantee. It's worth having a look.
And then you go watch Vikings.
Thanks for watching,
Astrum.
and thanks to my patrons and